So I was 7 years old. My brother-in-law took me down to Meadow Lane, and I was totally wowed by it. It opened up a whole new world that I didn't know existed. Everyone singing, I was just absolutely blown away by the magic of it all. I was a little bit frustrated with my work. I wasn't really enjoying it, and I was looking. I just thought I wanted to do something that I could put my heart into. And had this moment of epiphany. Me and my wife were living in New Zealand that I was going to do photography, so I just pursued it. Mostly self-taught, a little bit of training as well, and it's just something I really love. I love the creativity of it. I think what I'm passionate about is documenting. You're trying to create something that's different, and I suppose that the standard kind of pose is just that. Sort of standing in front of something, clicking the button. So sometimes just getting a bit lower or a bit higher or a different perspective just makes something much more interesting. I'd seen some really stunning images that a photographer had done of Barcelona, and I just thought, I really fancy trying to do that at my club. It's just such an interesting subject to capture, and obviously it's something I'm interested in, and it's something I've been coming down to for 40 years, so I've got a bit of an insight. So I've got the opportunity to run in the London Marathon. I'm running for a charity called Able Child Africa, which is a brilliant charity. They support kids with disability in Africa. I appreciate lots of people get asked to donate to charity, so I thought what a nice thing to do is just offer my prints for free if people make a donation to my trying to raise money for Able Child Africa. So I'm offering prints that all the profits will go to Able Child Africa, or if people go to my webpage they can download images for free, and I'm just asking in return that they'll make a donation to my charity money page. I've got a selection of images here. I wanted to just talk through some of my favourite images which will be available for Notts fans to make a donation towards or buy, and all the profits will go to the charity I'm running for. And there's a whole other selection as well from the season, but these are just some of my favourites that stick out to me. So I've chosen this image of Sam Osborne. It's in the tunnel just before they're about to go on, and I love that sense of tension. So part of trying to create an interesting image is trying to capture emotion, and I think in having the privilege of going in the tunnel a minute before the players go out I love that sense of the emotion, and I'm obviously very much a fly on the wall, almost invisible, but trying to capture that tension and stress I really like. And for me this picture kind of sums it up. You've got Sam just kind of deep in thought, and the players that are out of focus, there's a similar kind of feeling coming from them. Okay, so this is about, like I said, it's that part of that photography thing is about trying to get close, and I'm trying to get as close as possible, and I'm trying to capture a moment. The focus of that whole week for the players and for the supporters is scoring a goal. And in that split second, there's that moment of magic, and all around the world people will be tuning into that. Notts have got a goal, and to be actually in the stadium as a supporter, it's magic, and to be even closer, it's even more magic, because you feel that rush of energy and relief and excitement. So it's just trying to capture that. Again, it's not a perfect photo, but I love trying to capture, almost to bottle that moment of magic, to preserve it in an image. So a photo like this, again, it's far from perfect, but it captures something for me of the magic of football, of that split second of when the ball's going to hit the back of the net. I mean, this is the highs and lows of photography. At best, when you get it, it's such a buzz. So when you capture it, it's such a buzz, and when you miss it, it's so frustrating. But that moment of the goal is the absolute high of coming to photograph at Notts, and there's lots of other moments of magic. But in those few seconds, and if the players are there, because sometimes the players will run to the opposite corner, and it's like, that's when I'm trying to run and catch up without getting in anyone else's way. But sometimes when they're right close to you, it's even better, and you've got that energy from the crowd behind. And also as a supporter, you've got that buzz of they've scored a goal of the team you love. So there's a lot going on. As a supporter, you're buzzing, but first and foremost, it's trying to capture it as an image. In a way, this is a bit of a failed photograph, so I've not quite caught what I wanted, but it was a really special moment for me in terms of capturing a special moment. It was, again, just 30 seconds before the players are going to go out, and the opposition trying to psych themselves up, were swearing, shouting, and I loved it that the Notts County players just kept very calm, and in a sense you almost felt like they had the victory there, the way the other team was so trying to psych themselves up. But the moment that I loved was people talk about Notts County being a family club, and Mitch Rose just picked up on the fact that he had the mascot next to him, and with all the swearing he just made a little comment without making a fuss, just said, "Oh, I don't think you should be hearing this," and covered his ears. And it was just one of those really nice moments of someone just being, even in that pressure of about to run on the pitch, was just very, the way he was just very sensitive and kind of thoughtful to the little kid he had with him. I thought it was a really nice touch. So, just a real character, and I think one of the best things about football is that sense of community, that coming together, and I think in this day and age perhaps there's not that much community, and I love the way Notts County represents that still. There's this coming together of young and old, older generations, and just these two guys are just look such characters. They're just crying out to be photographed, really. So again, I love, and this moment only exists for 2 or 3 seconds, really. But that joy and relief in the players. So there's always a dilemma for me now. Do you capture the players, or do you capture the crowd behind? Obviously on this one I've gone for the players, and I love that the expressions in the players' faces. But I also love, you can see the goalkeeper and the player to the far side of the image, that agony, the pain of being scored against. And obviously as football supporters, we know both are a reality that we have to put up with. So I like that kind of contrast and have some empathy for the opposition, because after all, a few moments later it might be us that's had the goal against us. So I really like this image for the contrast of the very different emotions that's just caught in that split second. So that's actually an older game, but I've put it in just because it's one of my favourites. Again, it's just that moment that only lasts for 2 or 3 seconds, really, or certainly that peak of it, of just the pure joy from the supporters. And I love the passion of football and the emotion of football. And again, for me, this is an image that's tried to capture that. And just in all those faces and expressions, there's just that, yes, that football fans, it's just a universal language, isn't it, for football, whether you're playing or watching, of the moment the ball hits the back of the net. So I love that about football, and I love trying to capture it.